Texas is not one thing. The Pinnacle region looks like the moon. Flat, dry, sky from end to end and restrained to the horizon in every direction. East Texas is a different state. The canopy of Aranco trees is so thick in summer that light penetrates through it in columns. Streamland that floods and recovers on its own schedule. The Gulf Coast smells like salt and refineries and the specific kind of possibility that comes from being close to something that moves. You can drive 12 hours each way and still be inside Texas. Today, 10 such houses. And with each one I introduce, the prices are going to drop dramatically chapter by chapter, until a final property with a price tag so low, I thought someone would put a number on it. If you love uncovering these hidden market opportunities as much as we do, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss the deals we find every week. Let's start the countdown with number 10. Property 10, 3, and -3. Dona just outside the city limits of Tulia. There the Panhandle River of Texas opens up in all directions, and the sky takes up more of the terrain itself than the ground. The property is located on the edge of the city, close enough to infrastructure and arrangements, far enough that your neighbors will not be your problem. A new roof was recently installed. The pitch is flat and functional, established for someone who wants the infrastructure ready without starting from scratch. The house is designed on a split level, a layout that gives it more landing separation than a standard one-story building, which changes the feeling of space. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a particularly generous number of bathrooms at this price. The main living areas feature vaulted ceilings, which in a home of this size create a sense of openness that the living room area alone does not guarantee. The fireplace is wood-burning, inlaid with bricks, and extends from the main living room. In the Texas Panhandle, where winters come hard and stay, but this one earns its place. The kitchen has been updated with full coverage of cabinets and generous counter space, a work surface that is real enough to suggest that it was designed by someone who actually uses the kitchen. A formal dining room is located next door with a separate utility room and pantry. There is an enclosed patio that extends the usable living area beyond what is listed. Then the nursery is fully underground, finished, usable. Then the below-ground nursery is fully finished, usable and rare in West Texas construction, where the soil profile does not always support below-ground rooms. 2,288 feet above ground plus the nursery below, Tulia, Swisher County. The distance is real. So is the price. The asking price for this property, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a den, a workshop, a basement, a new roof on 3 areas of 34 donas outside Tulia, is $285,000. An area of 34 dunums outside Tulia is $285,000. We leave the entire area for Chapter 9. East Texas, Trinity County, 1915 ranch house with something on the land that most properties this size don't have. 3.9 acres in Grove, the capital of Trinity County. And the first thing you notice is not the house, but the 2 pools. Full-size evening water pools that are visible from the driveway and reflect the tree line that encloses the property. The flooring is a combination of wood, laminate, and vinyl in the style of a home that has been gradually improved over the decades. An island in the kitchen creates a work center that the original design did not include. The windows are double glazed, a significant upgrade in a house between 110 years. A covered back porch extends the living space towards the pools. A roof extends the living space towards the pools. A generic 24-kilowatt generator is already installed throughout the house, ready to run the house in whatever weather East Texas brings. Trinity County, Seat Grove, East Texas Medical Center. Trinity at Trinity is 16 meters away. Lufkin is Cape minus 53 miles to the east. Krista's mom, Francis Hospital, Angelina College, and a full Zorny job market. The timber industry has historically been the economic mainstay of the province. A generator for the whole house deserves mention as an advantage in the section. Power outages in Trinity County after major storms can last for days. After big storms, it can last for days. Installing a 24-kilowatt unit removes a $10,000 to $15,000 budget item from a buyer's checklist. Both ponds open the property to duck hunting, fishing, and livestock watering. Built in 1915 means that the electrical, plumbing, and building systems have all been updated over a century, but to her it is rather uniformly. The rate for a thorough inspection before purchase. The advantage is a house that is overbuilt by modern standards. The caution is to know exactly what was touched and what was not. 4 bedrooms, pools, whole house, generator, workshop, greenhouse. 3.9 acres in Trinity County. The asking price is $237,500. Chapter 8 is in Angelina County. Another East Texas property, but smaller, more refined, and with a kitchen that looked expensive in a house as expensive as Miracle's 8.3-acre property in Angelina County. And this property looks less like a farm and more like a country house meant to be lived in and not lost. The property has a metal roof, an important detail in an area where summer storms pass regularly, and an aerobic septic system, the current standard in East Texas. For rural properties, this is a 1.5-story house, stairs to the attic above everything else on the main floor. The main living area is owned open concept with illuminated ceilings that draw the eye upwards and cause learn -1. 44 square feet feel bigger than the number, implying the wood-burning fireplace is embedded in the wall of the family room, and at -1.44 square feet it feels bigger than the number suggests. The wood-burning fireplace is embedded in the wall of the family room. Not decorative, not a gas stove, but a functional wood stove that changes the character of the room in winter. The kitchen is where this ad sets itself apart from the price point. Quartz surfaces. This is not a standard East Texas cabin finish at this price. The full kitchen wall, including a pantry, a back wall of cabinets, and a work surface sufficient for real cooking, valuable flooring throughout the house and in the main areas. The electrical appliances, refrigerator, washing machine, dryer, microwave, ceramic, are all included in the price. The wok and hot water systems were recently updated. At this size, these updates mean there is no deferred maintenance queue waiting for the buyer. Entington, Angelina County. Lufkin is 16 kilometers to the west. Christrist Hamprint Hospital. Francis, Angelina College, and one of the most comprehensive regional employment markets in the deep East Texas, manufacturing, healthcare, wood. The Sam Houston National Forest begins in the south. COG, upgraded with quartz countertops, full suite of included and updated appliances. Recent HVAC on 1.6 acres draws consistent demand for weekend rentals from the East Texas outdoor recreation market. Proximity to Lufkin also creates regular long-term rental interest. 1 full bathroom. This is the point of friction for the family. Next to the roof creates a flexible space that can be divided into partitions, but the single bathroom is a real constraint in a 3-bedroom house. If you are buying to live here, not to rent it out, plan for the addition of the bathroom from day one. 3-bedroom vaulted ceilings, wood-burning fireplace, quartz kitchen, pool, 3 acres, Angelina County. The asking price is $229,900. We stay in East Texas for episode 7, but the area is doubled and the environment changes. Woodville, Tyler County, 6.5 acres and property built around outdoor living. Property 7, 6.5 dunums outside the villa in the heart of a large thicket area. The land is surrounded by a canopy of mature hardwoods and East Texas pine, a kind of established shadow that takes decades to develop and cannot be replaced with a check. A covered deck runs behind the house. A fence marks the borders. Parking for 3 cars and another additional space. 4 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, 2,000 dead many feet. Larger floor plan than first impressions suggest. The house is between 2 floors with the main living areas and the kitchen on the ground floor. Tiling values in all the columns and infrastructures that fit the soil profile of East Texas. The kitchen has a dishwasher, electric ovens, and microwave. Community water service runs to the property. The covered balcony is directly accessible from the main living area. With an area of 2,200 square feet on 6.46 acres, this home has more interior and exterior space than most buyers at this price will find in this district. Tax assessment of $127.45. For an asking price of $199,990, there is a significant margin between the value of the guest property and the market value. At $91 per square foot in East Texas, it's not a move to increase. Markets in Tyler County are moving slowly. And to see you in Vaux is $199,900. Still in Tyler County for episode 6, but it's on the water at Ephraim's lakefront home on 7.6 acres. There is a catch: you have to earn your way in. 7.63 acres along Drakesburns Lake in the Warren community of Tyler County. Thanks. Not a community dock, but a private lot on the water. Separate buildings on the property include a large garage with an opening door, a large garage, and 3 parking spaces. A second building with a covered balcony sits on the ground and can be used as an accommodation space, a studio, or a flexible structure as described. Are-to-buyer programs. The entire property is completely private. There are no visible neighbors from the water side. Access is currently limited to pedestrian to SUV or side-by-side. The general character is a lake house intended for use. Compact where needed, expressive where important. Warren, Tyler County. Tyler County Hospital in Woodville is the closest full-service facility, about 20 to 25 meters away. Bevent is Cape minus 80 kilometers southeast. Christus, Southeast Texas, and Baptist Hospitals of Southeast Texas. Daily commercial services require a long drive from this location. Access to Drake's Branch Lake, spread over 7.6 acres with multiple buildings, is a recreation and retreat property first and a residential property second. $110 per square meter on a low lakeside lot. If it's manageable, what you're buying is lakefront acreage that no one else can get to. That's exactly the point. 2-bedroom, lakefront building, attic with balcony, 7.6 acres, separate covered porch building, garage. Forget about Penny, Drake's Brents Lake, Tyler County. The asking price is $180,000. Chapter 5 is in Cherokee County, Rusk, Texas. House from 1916 with 6 bedrooms and 2 acres. More rooms than you would expect for this price. More work than you would hope. 2 acres at the edge of Rask, Cherokee County, where the timberland of East Texas begins to give way to nightmarish land. The pitch is not limited. There are no building deed restrictions, no homeowners association, no need to align to what you build or how you use the land. The location is a practical advantage. 5 minutes from restaurants, shops, and daily essentials in downtown Rask. The acreage comes without the isolation penalty of most rural East Texas properties. 6 bedrooms. It's the number that defines this episode, and it deserves a moment. 6-bedroom house minus 2,280 feet of a 1916 split-level house, which means these are real rooms with real space, not partitioned closets. Wood flooring throughout the house, original to the construction, bears the character and density of wood between 110 years old, but trees in the main living room, a breakfast bar that opens the kitchen towards the living space. The house bears the proportions of construction from the beginning of the 20th century. Ceiling heights that a modern frame does not replicate, wall arches that absorb noise, a staircase built to be walked every day for generations. Several rooms in lighter cosmetic condition, new paint and flooring upgrades take care of them cleanly. 3 of the 6 bedrooms and 1 den need more direct attention. Structural assessment, replacement of surfaces, the type of work that takes time, and a contractor familiar with older structures. Texas utilities, electric on public power, public water, and sewer from the street. Rusk, Cherokee County seat. Jacksonville is 12 miles north. The hospital called. Mater Francis, Jacksonville. Multi-merchant tenant configurations, group listing, or residential care are all possible on unlimited land with a house this size. At a price of $72 per square meter, the entrance fee covers the renovation expenses and still leaves room. This is a property for renovation. 3 of the 6 bedrooms need real work, not cosmetically, but for structural evaluation and replacement of surfaces. The buyer who comes in with a clear renovation budget and a ready contractor gets a real opportunity. The buyer who buys it, hoping that the work is not as bad as it looks, will spend 2 years finding out that it is indeed bad. 6 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, original hardwood floors, but built in 1916 too. 2 unrestricted acres, 5 minutes from downtown Rask. The asking price is $165,000. We are leaving East Texas now and headed south to the Gulf Coast. Victoria County, Episode 4, is closer to Salmo City than anything else in this video, and it sits on a 1.55 dunum corner lot. A 1.55-acre corner lot in Victoria County, and what a corner lot does here is immediately apparent. The distance is generous. The sight lines open in 2 directions, and there is no neighboring fence pressing on the side yard. Victoria is a city of minus 65,000 people. The side yard. Victoria is a city of minus 65,000 people. A real city with hospitals, universities, manufacturing plants, and full commercial infrastructure. The original patio connects to the main living area, ceiling beams all over the house. The attic has usable space. The cooling system operates on 3 or more window units, which is the common configuration for a South Texas home from the 1950s that predated central air conditioning. Functional but basic wall heaters for the colder months. The house is described in exams as needing tender and loving care. The bones are stable. The original Shlomo floor plan and the improvements accumulated over 7 decades are visible in every room. The remaining work is real but known. Victoria County Citizens Medical Center is in the city, a full regional hospital with emergency services. The University of Houston, Victoria is a 10-minute drive away. Caterpillar, DuPont, and Formosa Plastics all operate in the Victoria region. Port Lebka and the Gulf Coast are 56 kilometers to the southeast. Victoria's industrial employment base, manufacturing, prochemical chemistry, and logistics adjacent to the port create a consistent demand for professional rental all year round. The existing system works the way things worked in 1950, and buyers today expect central air conditioning, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, corner lot, covered front porch, covered deck, 2-car garage, 1.55 acres in Victoria, Texas. The asking price is $147,500. Chapter 3 goes north to Lamar County near the Oklahoma border farmhouse between 125 years on an area of 1 dunam with a wraparound balcony, 3 sides of the house, 1 acre in Parak District. Thank you very much. The third room in the house. Parking for 2 cars, storage shed, and additional outbuilding. 1 acre flat and open with some mature trees providing afternoon shade. Metal roof in place. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, full. 1,400 square feet. The kitchen, built in 1900, is the great room at most, 18 by 6 feet. A true add-in kitchen with plenty of workspace, fresh interior paint, and enough floor space to walk through comfortably. The living room has decorative French doors separating it from the adjacent space. The bathrooms include a bathtub with feet, original to the period, in good condition, the type of accessory that sells itself to a specific buyer. The master bedroom is 14 by 12. The 2 secondary bedrooms are real rooms, the full commercial of a town in northeast Texas. Boy Dark Lake, a recently completed reservoir under active development, is 30 minutes away. Boy Dark Lake is a real demand factor in this part of Texas. New enough that surrounding land prices have not fully captured the access premium. A property 30 minutes from the lake at $82 per square foot is on the path of this demand curve. A 1900 build date means 126 years of repaired systems. Perform an inspection that will go over the Zakila space and check the foundation lines before you close. The house will be maintained. House will be maintained. The metal roof and maintained kitchen show consistent care, but be sure what lies beneath. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, wraparound balcony, bathroom with sewing legs, construction from 1900, 1 dunam in Lamar District. The asking price is $115,000. Chapter 2 takes us to the Texas Panhandle region, the opposite of East Texas in almost every way. Texas Handle, the opposite of East Texas in almost every way. Littlefield, Lamb County, horse area, 1.8 acres and a price that requires a second look. 1.8 acres on the west side of Littlefield, Lamb County, is for horse and livestock use. This is a requirement. Brick construction on pillar and cross foundations. Access to the property is via gravel and ash. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 29 square meters. Small floor plan, but efficiently organized for the purpose of the house. The family room is the largest room, 7 by 9 square meters with hardwood flooring. This is a real hardwood family room, not laminate, not vinyl planks, in a 1960 house built when Panhandle construction still used solid wood. The parquet extends the entire length of the room and sets the tone for the space. The bedrooms range from 35 to minus 43 square meters each, adequate sized and useful rooms with vinyl flooring. Ceiling beams all over the house. Littlefield County Lem, Leeds, is 40 miles to the east. University Medical Center with first-level trauma, Covenant Hall, Texas Tech University, and one of the most comprehensive regional employment markets in West Texas. The surrounding county consists of Kotna and Becker, the economic pattern of the southern Panhandle. A working horse property with barn and paddock on 1.8 acres at this price is an unusual combination in Lamb County. An agricultural tax assessment applies to a plot of this size for a buyer who needs a small owner's infrastructure. Live and want to be 40 minutes away, Angel has very limited options in this price range. One bathroom in a 3-bedroom house is a real limitation for a family. The septic system is a septic tank, the older style arrangement that predates modern septic tanks. It should be checked, and the budget for replacement should be budgeted in the end. The bones of the house are sound. The bones of the house, the soundness of the systems, are the conversation. 3 bedrooms, hardwood family room, horse barn, round barn, new heating, ventilation and air conditioning system, metal roof, 1.8 fenced acres in Lamb County, Texas. The asking price is $95,000. And now Chapter 1, San Augustine District. Corner lot, fireplace, formal dining room, and guest living on property. The price made me look twice. A corner lot of 1.17 acres in the city of San Augustine, Texas, which is located leaning in on itself. Pine forest stretching to the edge of the city. The Sabine National Forest begins just minutes to the east. Corner lots in established small towns have a unique quality. 2 full street frontages, natural retreat in 2 directions. A yard that wraps and does not shrink. This area is 1.17 dunums. A whole urban block of breathing space in a town where most plots in the city are only a small part of it. Brick construction on column and platform foundations. A stable external presence that looks solid and not just old. The roof is a combination of composites and metal. Another quarter building sits on the property, a separate building listed as guest accommodation, which offers a secondary use that does not appear in the main area. 3-bedroom, 1 full bathroom, 1 bedroom, 1.91 square feet of single commit brick construction that carries its age honestly. A large living room flanked by a real fireplace. Not a gas addition, not a decorative surround, but a functional fireplace that becomes the centerpiece of the main floor in the winter months. A formal dining room is located next door and gives the home the room structure of an older era. Separate eating and living spaces each have their own purpose rather than the open layout that replaces them, setting the base for the structure in this mode and registration. Exams place it as a restored property. The building is there, the character is there. The job is to bring him in its entirety, and in its current state, it is recognized and sold accordingly. San Augustine County, Sehi St. Luke's Health Memorial. San Augustine is in the city, an accessible hospital for critical needs with emergency services. Nkokhdochi is 53 miles west. Nkokhdochi Medical Center, Stephen Peet University. Austin State and the employment infrastructure of a regional city in East Texas. The Sabine National Forest begins just minutes from the property line. Thank you very much. Listen, $8,000 to $15,000 depending on piping configuration and pre-closing plan. Everything else in this house is subject to travel and giving. The climate control situation is not like that. 3 bedrooms, fireplace, formal dining room, guest rooms, brick construction on a corner lot of 1.17 acres in San Augustine. The asking price is $87,500. That's 10 properties. But before I go on, I have one more. Bonus is $87,500. That's 10 properties. But before I continue, I have one more. Bonus. I almost cropped it out of this video. Then I looked at the price again and decided that leaving it out would have been unfair to everyone watching this. Groveton, Limestone County, Central Texas. The price is the issue. A standard city lot in Groveton, Limestone County, Central Texas. The price is the issue. A standard town lot in Groveton, Limestone County, Central Texas, midway between Waco and Corsicana. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 424 meters. Built in 1941. Public water, public sewage, electricity connection. This is not a farmhouse on 4 acres. There is no barn, no pond, no river border. What this property offers is something different. An address in Texas, a real building, and a price point that has almost completely disappeared from the American real estate market. The Linston Medical Center is in the city. Waco is 72 kilometers northwest. Is in the city. Waco is 72 kilometers northwest. Baylor Scott White Medical Center, Community College, Melanon and full employment infrastructure of a medium-sized Texan city. Annual RNON, $225. At a price of $30 per square meter, the commuting cost of this property is less than a month's condo trade almost anywhere in Texas. A renovated 3-bedroom house in GPC is listed for $700 to $200 per month. The buyer who comes in clean ends up getting a real asset for the price of a used car. 3-bedroom, public bathroom, Central Texas, Limestone County. The asking price is $45,000. That's the bonus. 11 properties, 1 country. The national real estate discourse misses the truth. Texas is not one market. It is a collection of completely different worlds, most of which are ignored by the big city crowd. This is why you can still find properties from $285,000 to $45,000 in Limestone County. The price tag name does not match the property. Please subscribe for informative properties. See you in next video.